Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm super excited to announce that my first video went spectacular. I got over 300 views, got 21 subscribers, so we're thriving out here. But I'm really happy with how it went and all the positive feedback I got from it. Several people have reached out to me and asked to participate in the upcoming videos, so that's super exciting. Today we are going to do a Halloween special since it's spooky season. I'm hoping the video will be up on Halloween. I'll be ready for you guys to watch by then. So just a little disclaimer before I get into the debate with my friends Carly and Thomas and we announce the topic. Just a little disclaimer, I want everyone to keep in mind as they watch my videos that I'm not trying to persuade you to agree with me. It's completely okay if you disagree with my views, if you think something totally opposite. The whole point of this channel is just to talk about the different sides, different perspectives, and educate people on how people see things so differently. The point of this channel is not for me to swing you one way or the other. I'm just trying to educate people on the different perspectives so that you can choose one of your own. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're returning, thank you. I'm super happy to see you again. And yeah, let's just get started. Guys, so I have two very special guests here with me today.
I'm Thomas, one of Emily's friends from high school. I grew up in Bethlehem, Georgia, about 15 minutes where she did, and I'm very excited to be here.
I'm Carly. I'm Emily's best friend from high school and grew up in the same town as her, and we go to the same college now, so we've been around each other for a while, and I'm also very excited to be here.
So today, the topic that we're going to be discussing involves sex offenders on Halloween, and it's actually a local issue. This is occurring in Butts County, Georgia.
Talk to the butt because the face isn't listening.
And apparently, according to 11 Alive News, the sheriff of Butts County is requiring sex offenders to place a sign in their yard on Halloween night that warns trick-or-treaters not to knock on their door. And so the sign basically says, like, no trick-or-treating here or at this address, and it has like a little cartoon trick-or-treat bag with an X over it. So it doesn't say like, don't come here, a sex offender lives here. But there's a large debate occurring and actually a federal lawsuit because the sex offenders have already gone to prison. They've already, repaid their debts to society, and they don't want to continue to live in the past. Whereas the sheriff and other law enforcers say that it's a hazard to children and that people should be aware of it. So yeah, that's what we're going to talk about here today. And I just want to know, how are y'all feeling about it? What do you think?
Well, I believe
Bro, we have a belligerent dumbass here that won't cooperate.
the trick-or-treaters, aka kids, and the parents should be well informed. Obviously, I think in Georgia, you have to, like, when you move somewhere, you have to tell your neighbors you're a sex offender, yeah?
I don't know.
I think, can we look it up?
Yeah, we can look
We
it
can
up.
look it up. Let's look it up.
Yeah.
Alright.
So while he's doing that, what do you think?
Well, I mean, like Tom said, I think the kids and the parents should, like, know, like, what's happening, because obviously you wouldn't be, very comfortable taking your child up to someone's door that
Right.
you don't really know, so.
That's true. I feel like it would be different if it said, like, don't come here, a sex offender lives here. But because it doesn't really mention that at all, unless you knew what the sign was for, I don't really feel like it's that big of a deal. I mean, I could be wrong, but, like, it just says don't trick-or-treat here. So for all people know, it could just be, like, an angry parent that doesn't want kids knocking on their door all night that, put a sign up like that. So I feel like that has a large influence on it. But I also do understand, like, these people have had a hard knock life, they've been to jail, they had to, recover their life and deal with being a sex offender in their, workforce and, like, trying to find jobs and everything. So their life is already hard. And I guess it's more of like a psychological thing that they wouldn't want people, like, being reminded of their past, I guess. But I don't know.
As long as people that live in the houses that have to put the signs in the yards, as long as the sheriff can't just like put a sign in their yard. Like I feel like he should, like talk to them about it first. Like, hey, this is a new requirement for Butts County on Halloween or whatever the case may be. But I feel like he can't just go like sticking someone in someone's yard. And then they wake up the next morning and like had no idea about it, because that's kind of like, I don't know.
No, I agree. What did you find?
So it says here on the internet, in many states, police and sex offenders do not tell anyone. Some states, they do not have to report this to the landlord or neighbors. And it says to call local police station
Interesting.
or sheriff to find out.
So what are your thoughts? If you don't, let's just assume that Georgia doesn't have that law where you have to tell your immediate community of your status. What do you think?
Okay, so I think that it's kind of messed up. They won't allow you to put Halloween decorations. They're forbidding you to celebrate. That's kind of messed up. But
Oh yeah, I forgot to add that. Along with putting the sign in your yard, you're not allowed to have Halloween decorations in your on your property at all. But continue. Sorry.
okay, yeah, I think that's kind of messed up. I don't think you should allow or not allow someone to not celebrate a holiday. And that's pretty fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
The sign though, I mean, trick-or-treaters the majority of little children, so and Halloween is a good opportunity for a sex offender. I'm not saying every sex offender would, but a repeated sex offender. I think it'd be fine if a repeated sex offender had it. Yeah, they fucked up once and then they kept fucking up. And then can we curse?
Yeah, you can curse.
Okay. Repeated sex offenders? Oh yeah, for sure. All sex offenders are bad people, but repeated sex offenders would probably work.
I'm trying to think about it. Like, obviously, I'm not a parent. I don't have any children. But if I did have a child, I wouldn't.
Try me, bitch.
I want them knocking on a sex offender's door, obviously. Like, I think it's important that parents are informed, but at the same time, it's almost like harassment, like governmental harassment, because these people that are registered sex offenders can't get jobs. I'm sure they have a hard time making friends and like finding partners or whatever. So their life is already hard enough. And I guess it's almost like harassment that they have to have this sign just for something as simple as Halloween,
I feel like the sign's kind of okay as long as like they knew prior, like as long as it had been talked about, like brought up to them. Like you could live right next to a sex offender and not even know it. So like obviously having your children run around on Halloween, maybe with you if they're that age, whatever, but like when they're starting to middle school age and like, don't go with their parents anymore, they go with their friends. I mean, I think it would be like nice to know that, just so that you're aware of it.
Yeah.
And if something happens, you kind of have like a
I guess it makes me think of like when I was little, my brother and sister and I used to go trick-or-treating by ourselves. Like our parents didn't walk around the neighborhood with us. They just kind of let us run around. So even if they do place these signs, how effective are they really going to be? Like, I mean, I know that little kids obviously will be, chaperoned or whatever, but like you're talking about middle schoolers and people that are kind of like tweens, what do they do, What if they don't know and they go knock on the door anyway, being a little prankster? Like, you're screwed anyways. I feel like it's kind of ineffective. I don't know. I feel like there are better ways.
It's not worth putting there because people are... There's, I think, multiple reasons why. See it. It could be someone could think it's a sham, like somebody's just playing a
right. Just doesn't want trick-or-treaters at their house. Think they're just being an asshole or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, or if like pranksters see it, good old fucking boys out pranking people, but he's a sex offender, let's go egg his house. Then not only is it preventing their Halloween spirit to be demoted down, below the pinnacle. Now we're getting egged, their house is egged. That's kind of...
Yeah. That does bring up an interesting point though about like other people finding out, I guess, when you said like egging someone's house. Because I know that I grew up in like a white suburban neighborhood, and I mean, nobody in my family is a sex offender, obviously, but if we had our sign in our front yard, like, there would be gossip around the whole neighborhood, like, Tammy's a sex offender. Oh my God. You
Especially
know?
if you didn't tell anyone in the first place.
Yeah. If you didn't tell anyone in the first place, I feel like that's kind of an invasion of privacy, you know? Like, that's your business.
I mean, if there's kids around, I mean.
Well, I mean, it is public information because, like I said, all the names are on the GBI's website. But also, I mean, I don't know. I feel like you shouldn't have to put up with Sarah next door talking shit because.
That's true.
But it did say that the only people that were required to have the signs were people that like went to prison for whatever crime they committed. So I mean, yeah, there's some bullshit ways that you can end up on like a sex offender list, and like obviously those people, like I don't think should have it because, I mean, like being naked in public, like. I'm looking at you.
What you know about that? Yeah.
But like, so obviously, you know, if they were just goofing off as teenagers and ended up on a sex offender list, like, I don't think they should have a sign. But like, someone who did something so bad that they had to go to prison and like serve probation and all that, then I think maybe like.
Yeah.
The sign would be nice.
That's true.
They did something to end up there.
I don't know. I guess I just feel like there's more effective ways to do it, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe like instead of putting a sign in your front yard, maybe like you can't answer the door on Halloween. What about that? Because like even if they do have their sign, just like we were talking about, people can still knock.
Yeah.
And if they answer, like what are they gonna do? If you're not allowed to answer the door, you're not allowed to answer the door. So I don't know. Maybe there's more effective ways, maybe not, but that's why it's Butts County, Georgia, right, folks? All right, well, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment and let us know what you think. What are your thoughts about this topic? And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Thank you.